Have you ever noticed how strange success feels when it gets close? Like you say you want more money, more confidence, more discipline, more freedom, but the moment you actually have to step into it, something inside you slows you down, distracts you, or convinces you to wait a little longer. And that little longer somehow turns into months or years, and you start wondering what's wrong with you, why you can motivate everyone else but not yourself, why you understand what to do but still don't do it. And the truth is uncomfortable but simple. Your brain is not designed to make you successful. It is designed to keep you safe. And safety to your brain means familiar, predictable, and controlled. Not better, not bigger, not extraordinary, just familiar. Even if familiar is stressful, boring, or unfulfilling. Because to your brain, a known struggle feels safer than an unknown win. Think about it like this. Your brain is like an old security guard who has been protecting the same building for years, and one day you show up with big renovation plans, new rooms, new doors, new risks, and the guard panics, not because the changes are bad, but because they are new, and new equals threat. So it pulls the alarm in the form of fear, procrastination, self-doubt, and excuses, all to keep things the way they are. This is why right before you start something meaningful, your mind suddenly reminds you of everything that could go wrong, why you feel tired exactly when you plan to focus, why scrolling feels irresistible when deep work is required, and why tomorrow feels so convincing. Your brain loves patterns, not progress. So if you've lived in survival mode for a long time, survival becomes your comfort zone, and success feels like stepping into bright light after years in a dark room. Even though the light is good for you, your eyes need time to adjust. That resistance you feel isn't a sign you're weak, it's a sign you're changing. Let's make this real with an example. Imagine you've been underpaid for years and finally get a chance at a higher-paying role. Suddenly, your brain starts whispering things like, what if you're not good enough? Or what if they realize you don't belong here? Or what if people expect more from you now? And instead of feeling excited, you feel anxious, heavy, and strangely nostalgic for the struggle you said you hated. That's not self-sabotage for no reason. That's your brain protecting an old identity it knows how to manage. The struggling version of you is familiar territory, but the successful version comes with new rules, new expectations, and new exposure. And exposure feels risky to a brain whose main job is to keep you alive, not admired. This is also why many people self-sabotage right after a win. They miss deadlines, slack off, or create drama, because deep down, success threatens their emotional comfort more than failure does. Failure is familiar, success is unknown. Your brain would rather deal with pain it understands than uncertainty it doesn't. And here's the part most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't respond to motivation speeches, it responds to evidence. You can watch 100 inspirational videos, but your brain only updates its beliefs when you prove something through action. Every small promise you keep to yourself sends a signal that says, we did this and survived. And survival is the language your brain understands best. That's why massive overnight changes rarely last. They shock the system. You wake up one day and decide to change everything. Wake up at 5 a.m., eat perfectly, work nonstop, and by day 3, your brain hits the emergency brake because it feels like you're trying to replace the entire operating system without a backup. Real reprogramming happens slowly, through repetition, through boring consistency, through actions so small they don't trigger fear. 10 minutes of focused work is safer to your brain than a 6-hour marathon. One honest conversation is safer than reinventing your entire personality. One habit done daily beats 10 habits done once. This is how you teach your brain that growth is not a threat. Another reason your brain resists success is responsibility. Success means people notice you. People expect more from you. Your mistakes become visible. When you're average, you're invisible, and invisibility feels safe. When you aim higher, you step into judgment, comparison, and pressure, and your brain asks a very basic question, is this worth the risk? So it delays action until you feel ready. But here's the secret, ready is not a feeling you wait for, it's a state you earn through action. Nobody wakes up confident. Confidence is built after doing something uncomfortable and realizing you didn't break. The brain learns courage backwards. It acts first and believes later. That's why waiting to feel confident keeps you stuck, because your brain is waiting for proof you'll never give it. One of the most powerful ways to reprogram your brain is to stop arguing with it emotionally and start training it behaviorally. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" ask, "What would the person I want to become do next?" Identity is stronger than motivation. When you act in alignment with a future identity, even in small ways, your brain slowly rewrites its story about who you are. At first, it will resist, complain, and create discomfort, but over time, that new behavior becomes familiar, and familiar becomes safe. That's how discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like self-respect. Another key shift is understanding that discomfort is not danger. Your brain uses the same alarm system for embarrassment, uncertainty, and real physical threats, even though they are not the same. A racing heart before a presentation isn't a signal to escape, it's a signal you care. Sweaty palms before trying something new aren't a warning, they're proof you're expanding. When you learn to sit with discomfort without escaping it, you teach your brain a new rule: this feeling won't kill me. And once the brain learns that, its grip loosens. Humor helps here too. Think of your brain like a dramatic friend who treats every challenge like the end of the world. You say, "Let's try," and it says, "But what if we fail and everyone laughs and we never recover?" You don't argue with it, you smile and say, "Relax, we're just sending an email." The less seriously you treat fear, the less power it has. One more thing that keeps people stuck is confusing intensity with progress. Your brain loves emotional highs, big plans, and dramatic declarations, but real success is quiet, repetitive, and often boring. Reprogramming your brain means falling in love with the process, not the peak. It means showing up on days when nothing exciting happens, because those days are teaching your brain that consistency is safe. Over time, what once felt scary becomes routine. What once felt impossible becomes normal. This is how people look naturally confident or disciplined from the outside. You're not seeing their struggle, you're seeing the result of years of reprogramming. So, if you feel resistance, don't see it as a flaw, see it as feedback. Resistance means you're stepping outside an old pattern. It means your brain is updating. The goal isn't to eliminate fear, it's to move forward with it. Train your brain with small wins, repetition, and identity-based action, and slowly, the same mind that once protected your limits will start protecting your growth. One day, you'll look back and realize success didn't arrive suddenly. It became familiar. And when success feels familiar, your brain stops fighting it, because it finally understands this is safe, this is normal, this is who we are now.